Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to SimCity 2013, and welcome to Whitewater Crossing. Now, this is absolutely going to be a city that we rename, but we're not going to be doing that today because we have to get to work. We have to build this place, we have to decide what it's going to be producing, and then we also have to decide what the great work is going to be out in the region. Now, I've already got an idea of what it's going to be, but we'll save that until later because I do want to get this place working. I do want to get it growing. I want to get some people in here. And you might have noticed I have 1.7 million Somalians right now, and there's a reason for that. The reason is quite simple. I tried to build a little city here, and I got a little bit carried away with things, and I got a little bit silly with things. And so I decided to delete everything and start again. So there was a concept, there was an idea, it wasn't very good, and so here we are. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and start to figure out what exactly Whitewater Crossing is going to look like. Now, I do want to have a little bit of fun here. I want to sort of lay things out. I do want like a main road going right down the middle, though. I think that'd be kind of cool. And I was thinking I wasn't going to have it go sort of over the tracks like this. I was thinking originally I'd do a tunnel, but I think I am going to have this just sort of go over the tracks like that. And then we'll extend it even further to like here. We'll go a little bit further to like, I don't know, here. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is sort of cross that off with a nice high density street. It can go to there. It can go to there. And then right at the end of this road, that's where City Hall can go. It's obviously not going to be central because none of these city builders like to do that for me, but we'll put it right there, and I think that's a pretty good spot. Now, the thing I want to be mindful of with Whitewater Crossing is that it does have some mining capabilities. We could get coal from this place. We have coal right up here. We could also get ourselves some ore. We have ore right here. Now, I do kind of want to get both of those things, and actually looking at it, what I might do is get rid of City Hall, get rid of this road, and basically go ahead and get myself a little, let's see, high density avenue. What can we do with this? I don't know what distance it's necessarily going to want to go, but I guess something like that, and I guess something like this. And then what I want to try is taking these guys out, and I want to see if I can get a nice sort of curving road. Something like this kind of does the job. And then we'll have it come straight out like that, take away these guys, and then maybe City Hall goes at the end of that. I think that's what we'll do. We'll have City Hall be like right here, and that'll be a little bit more interesting, I suppose. So we'll do something like that. I think that's perpendicular. I'm pretty sure it's perpendicular. And then what we'll do is just grab these guys, do something like that, and then City Hall can go, I guess, right about there. And that actually is central. So City Hall absolutely lives right there. And that should be pretty good for us. I think that'll work out. What we can go ahead and do now is basically just put in a bunch of blocks. So we'll do a block here, we'll do a block here, and then what I want to do is the same thing sort of at the sides. We'll do a block right there, and we'll do a block right about there. And we could do some down here as well if we really wanted to. I'm not really too sure if I want to do this. I think maybe we do. I don't know, actually, I'm not too sure. I think we'll do this, and we'll do this. We could have them come up a little bit. Maybe what we do instead is just sort of raise it over the road. That might be a little bit more interesting. If we have like a little bridge here that sort of goes up over the avenue. I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. So I think that's kind of what we're going to do there. It connects those together, and that gives us a nice space for sort of a city center. It also gives us room for the ore industry right here. And that's going to be interesting because the wind is blowing this way, so this entire coastline might have to be industry. That's a distinct possibility here. Either way, I like this. I think this is a cool little layout. So let's go ahead and try, I guess, and do something interesting. So I need a good snapping point here. I guess maybe the train tracks as a snapping point would be kind of interesting if I was to sort of use this as a guideline and use that as a guideline and do this. And then do that on the other side. That's not the same size, though. I think that is. It's kind of hard to tell. I can't tell if those are the same size or not. But I think what we'll do is bring this... Oh, I can't do that. That's unfortunate. Okay. I can bring it out to here, though. which I'm sort of willing to do. I can bring this one out to here, which I'm willing to do. Get rid of these guys. And then maybe what we do is create a couple of industrial spaces in there that get really close to the train tracks, but don't actually, you know, connect to it. Might not be a bad idea. I also don't want it to connect to the avenue there, but we'll do it for now. And then what we can do, I guess, is try and get some guidelines for these two roads. It's not really working too well, but it's not the end of the world either. I guess what we could do is this and this, take out this guy, and that'll give us just a bit of industrial space, I suppose. It's not perfect, but it's good enough, I think. So we'll do the same here. We can't do the same here, so what we'll do is that instead. And yeah, that gives us industrial space. Is that close to the ore that I'm looking for, though? That's my question. It is kind of. Maybe this isn't all going to be industrial space. I don't know. Let's get a few more roads in here, though. We'll go ahead and get these medium ones. Bring it up to... I'm going to say there, I think. That might be a little bit big, but we'll do that anyway and see how it plays out. And I suppose what we can do is maybe try and get the same distance. I'm not really too sure if we're going to be able to. I kind of want to get an avenue in here. I'm kind of thinking that maybe that would be an idea. Sort of have two connections. This chunky industrial space might not be a bad idea at all. We can also go ahead, I suppose, and do a nice... let's see. Can I just take out that road and do a nice big square in here? I absolutely can. So that kind of works out. It does give us kind of a weirdly divided space, which I don't love, but I think I can do this and that should be fine. This can stay. We can do our industry right here. I think, yep, we can do it in that space, which is perfect. And so I think that's all right. That's going to give us a little bit of a main sort of artery going through everywhere, and then we can figure out the rest of it in a little bit. I do want to get trains in here, though. We have this beautiful train line cutting through here. I do want trains in this space for sure. We actually have it up here as well, so I wonder, could I, by any chance, get myself a nice train? I absolutely can, and that looks relatively central, so I don't hate that in the slightest. Can I do this? Can I do this? No, roads overlap. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. We can do this though. So let's just do that. Let's do this. Take out those guys. No. Take out that little tiny bit of road. And that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. That's a pretty good public transport connection, if I do say so myself. Speaking of public transport, I do want buses in here. So let's do the double-decker bus terminal, which fits pretty nicely in these spaces. It fits nicely there too. I would like to get it down there. I don't think I can. The regular bus terminal, it does fit in here. So let's do the regular. This might be way too expensive, but we're going to do the regular bus terminal just because I can. And I'm going to throw some bus stops around here as well, just so that we have some solid coverage on the old buses there. So something like that should be pretty good. We can go ahead and do similar over here, making sure that all of this space is nicely covered. Get a bus stop out in those roads as well, and up there as well. That should be pretty good. Okay, let's start zoning some things because we're already losing money and we kind of need to not lose money. So I'm thinking commercial in there. I'm thinking commercial maybe the entire way along this avenue. That might be a bit much. It might be a bit much, but I'm thinking we're gonna do it. I'm also thinking up to about there, and then everything sort of surrounding this can be residential. So all of that can be residential, all of this and all of this can be residential, that little bit can be residential, and so can those bits. And that'll give us a nice little city center, and that's kind of what we're looking for. I do want industry in these sections, and I'm guessing down there as well is probably going to have to be industry with the wind blowing pollution down there, but we'll see what happens. I think we could probably get away with some commercial along here too, and also along here. And I guess we'll just sort of line this entire sort of arterial road with commercial zoning and see what happens. That's kind of my thinking. So we'll see how that plays out. We do need it to build. We also need to get power and water and sewage in here. So let's go for an oil power plant. And do we want to put it right in the water? I don't know that I do. Although I guess there's not a lot of harm in doing it. So we'll do an oil power plant right in the water. Did I just say there's no harm in putting an oil power plant on the water? There might be. there's probably some environmental concerns there, but we're committing to the idea that we're going to do that. So whatever. I'm thinking I want to put some water treatment down here. I'm debating whether or not to use the water pumping station though. What does it do? Quench your thirst with this large expandable water production facility with all the extra water. You can make a bit of extra income selling it to neighboring cities. Add filtration pumps to filter water so residents don't get sick as often. Okay. So we're going to have mining here. We probably want to be careful to not get too crazy with this. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I do this, can I do like a little square here and then do a water pumping station right at the end of that? No, but I can do it in that space. So if I do this, I can bulldoze these roads and then I can go and modify this guy, get rid of the basic water pump and then replace it with a filtration pump. And I feel like that's a good idea, right? I feel like that's a lot of water. It's very expensive, but it should filter out the waste. And I'm also thinking that I'm going to do a bit of commercial zoning in there just so it's maybe not right next to, I mean, it is sort of right next to industry, but a little bit, you know, it's a little bit a ways away from it. So that should be fine. And then for sewage, we could do a sewage sanitizer or we can just do a sewage treatment plant. We can, oh no, we can do a sewage treatment plant right on the water. I'm suddenly, oh no. Oh, all right. We're committing to the bit is what we're doing. There we go. So we'll never have to worry about sewage, at least not for a long time. Power should be fine. I can go ahead and put the clean oil generator on there if I really want to. Very expensive, but I think, you know what, get rid of the original one. Give me a nice big sign somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Can I just put this on top? I absolutely can. There we go. So that's my oil generator or my oil power there. Very expensive. We're currently losing tremendous amounts of money, but I think we'll be fine. We'll go ahead and let everything build up a little bit. We'll see how much money we're making. Taxes are going to be put to 11%. I can't remember for the life of me what I've done for taxes before, but we'll do 11% and see what happens. People should get power. They should get water. They should get sewage. And public transport is closed because we don't have people. We'll figure it out. We'll be okay. Now, I think while all of that's going on, let's go ahead and start just designing sort of a neighborhood thing here. So we'll do a little road here. We'll go ahead and get the square roads tool. We'll do this. We'll do this. And I'm just going to put some residential zoning in sort of all of this space just to get people in there, just to bring the numbers up a little bit. That should help us out quite nicely and sort of deal with the demand that we're seeing. Because we do have a lot of demand for residential zoning right now. In fact, I would almost be tempted to say that I could probably get rid of the, well, yeah, I'm going to get rid of the zoning there, replace it with residential. I don't love putting residential along this main road, but I think it's a good idea. I'm also kind of thinking that what I want to do is residential up to there and the rest of that commercial, just to sort of bring those numbers up even more. And that'll hopefully help us out. I don't love this road here, but I don't think there's a lot I can do with it. And for the most part, we are very close to making money, so that's nice. This space can probably be commercial because pollution is going to be a thing. We do have this all up here as well, but we have to remember coal right there. And then the ore is just underneath here. So that bit's going to have to be sort of redeveloped as well. Now, here's the reason that I want to go for some mining, right? If we go for a great work, say, for example, the solar farm, it needs processors. And processors are made from plastic, which is made from oil. I mean, they're made of other things as well, but regardless, alloy as well. We need plastic, we need alloy, we need processors. Now, the interesting thing is that we can use a recycling center to get a bunch of plastic. We can use a recycling center to get a bunch of alloy. And so we can essentially use a recycling center to then give us the resources to build processors. And it's a similar story for things like the international airport. It needs metal. We can get that from a recycling center. The alloy, recycling center. The crude oil? Well, that one's going to have to be, dug up and we'll figure that out. The space center, similar thing. Alloy, computers, fuel. And then the arcology is metal, alloy, and 60,000 crates of TVs. Now, I said I was pretty sure which one of these I was going to go for, and to be honest, I was going to go for the arcology because I don't think I've ever built it before. But I'm very, very tempted by any of them. The international airport looks pretty cool. It gives us tourists and freight. The solar farm is just power. I don't want that. The space center is tourists and education. I think I'm going to go with the arcology. It gives us workers. It gives us shoppers. It gives us students. It's metal and alloy, which we can get from a recycling center, and the crates of TVs. I mean, I actually don't know how to make the crates of TVs. Is that... I've got no idea. For the life of me, how to do that. So consumer electronics factory, we need a consumer electronics division at an electronics HQ in the region. Right. So this is going to be a process. That's fine. That is totally fine. Let's go to here because we do need some garbage collection anyway. And let's get ourselves a recycling center. Now, the recycling center is a larger building. I don't love that it's a bit of a larger building. We could put it up here somewhere. It is definitely an option to put it up there. I would like to get it up there, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to. Let's see if we can't maybe get ourselves an interesting looking road that brings us up that hill. Now, this is doable, apparently. That's as surprising to me as I'm sure it is to you. I don't love that idea, but I might have to love that idea. It's, I don't love this. I can do this, right? So that's a thing we can do. Let me bring this road straight out. Let me try and get a parallel road here. So is there anywhere that's going to let me do this? Anywhere at all? I don't think there is. Oh, I can do it there. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking, right? If I do that and get rid of all these sections, that gives me a nice little sort of incline up to the top of this hill, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. So that's not too bad. It's just this connection down here that's kind of going to suck. And I'm really not sure what to do about it, because I could, if I wanted to, sort of just do that. I think that's maybe what I'm going to have to do. Oh my god, that's steep. That looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. I can't bring myself to do that. I really can't bring myself to do that. I also want to fill this space in as well. Let's see. If I do this, can I do a tunnel? So I absolutely can do a tunnel. That is an option. It's going to look ridiculous as well, I think. But I can absolutely do a tunnel there. I can't go deeper, which is unfortunate. I can do a bridge. I can do a big old bridge. I don't love the idea of that either. I'm going to be honest with you. I think the tunnel's probably my best bet. I think the tunnel's about all I can really do to make this not look absolutely awful. It's going to look pretty bad regardless, but I think the tunnel's the safe bet. So something like that. That actually looks... It's acceptable. I'll allow that, is what I'll do. I will allow that. So we'll bring it up to here, and that gives us a lot of space to play with, which is probably fair enough. So let's just bring this down to a medium density avenue. Let's run that up to like the edge of the map, and we'll sort of fill the rest of this space in with some roads. Now we do have coal here, so what I want to do is I want to bring a nice little, I think, straight road kind of down here. Right, so a little something like that, if it's going to let me do it, which I hope it will. It doesn't look like it wants to play ball though, which is unfortunate. That's nice and parallel though. So if I do this, that gives me a nice straight road, which is good. So let's just bring this guy down to there. And I want to see if I can get a recycling center in this little space. I'm not 100% sure if I can. No. That's unfortunate. I can get it here, but that's where the coal's going to be. And I can't get it up there, so let's see. Can I get a little bit clever here and maybe do this instead? Is that going to give me enough room for a recycling center? I doubt it. I do have my doubts, but I'm wanting to see. I want to just make sure. if it didn't have that long bit at the back, it would absolutely fit. I think it's going to have to just go in here. I'm just going to have to do the coal mining around it, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. It's just a little bit frustrating. Unless that road comes down further, I wonder. If I bring this road down to here, is that going to give me enough room? No. All right, well, we tried. Let's just do the recycling center, I guess anywhere along here. I guess right there is probably, well, no, right there is not fine. It might have to be though. Or I just tuck it in that corner. I think we're just gonna tuck it into the corner, to be completely honest. It's pretty nasty looking. We do have some floating parts on it, which, oh my God. This game really wasn't designed with terrain shaping in mind. This is hideous, man. It's actually awful. But what we need, we have a plastic reclamation line at the back there. I want a metal reclamation line as well. I want an alloy reclamation line. And can I really not get another one? Are you kidding me? I guess we have one of each. I guess that's fine. Reclamation delivery trucks will take whatever we reclaim and deliver it to wherever it's needed. So we'll get a bunch of those. And then these are the collection trucks. So we'll get, oh my God. I might just bulldoze this thing and move it up a little bit because that looks awful, but whatever. Whatever. It's, oh, it is terrible. It is actually terrible. I hate the way terrain works in this. I'm bulldozing it. It's awful. All right, this right here is going to work kind of nicely. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but we do have a recycling center, we have a coal mine, and then we have a trade port, which does have a VTOL pad at the front, where we can export coal, we can export things like alloy and metal and plastic as well. The thing is, we don't necessarily want to export all of those things, but for now, we will, because for now, it's going to give us a bit of money, and money is something that we happen to need, because I happen to forget that we also needed things like healthcare, like fire coverage and policing, so we are struggling a little bit when it comes to our money, because places keep burning down and being abandoned, so we just have to be a little bit careful. Just have to be a little bit careful with the money, but we'll figure it out. Everything will be okay. People are starting to come up and work in all these different places, so we should eventually start to see money coming in from trade and other things as well, I'm sure. Let's see. Fire service is slow. I mean, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure we don't have amazing coverage. This fire station is now hiring. This one is now hiring. Also apparently has a sewage problem, which is surprising to me. Oh, it's because the sewage treatment plant is also hiring. I'm assuming that my population needs to grow considerably right about now. So why don't we go ahead and clear out this block, and we'll go ahead and replace it with some residential zoning. That seems like a really good idea, just to bring that population up a little bit. In fact, I would even go so far as to say, based on the fact that there are so many places that are complaining about not having enough workers, we could probably get away with maybe just replacing a really good sizable chunk of our commercial zoning with residential zoning. In fact, I would even go so far as to do the same down here as well, replacing all of this with some commercial, or residential rather, zoning. So we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully all of these abandonment issues that the city's going through will go away soon, but I don't know, for some of us it's been 29 years and it's still not gone, so you know, it might take a little bit of time for the city to work itself out, but I'm pretty sure it'll get there. It'll take a moment, but it'll get there. Now, I will say we are continuing to have some money problems. We're still losing it, but what I'm thinking I could maybe get away with is a bit of industry sort of up and around all of this space, and then I can go and sort of just de-zone those bits. I can go and bulldoze all of these buildings. Now, they are making me money, but if I bulldoze them, oh, they're on, well, that one's on fire. If I bulldoze them, what I can do at the very least is go and, well, de-zone all of this, rezone this, and put some residential into these spaces as well. And that's going to continue to sort of bring that population up a little bit, which is what we need to happen. So that's hopefully going to be for the best. We do have this thing, you know, up and running. It doesn't have any recyclables, but it is up and running, and we do have exports almost ready to go. So hopefully in the not too distant future, we'll be able to start making some money from the exports as well. I'm hoping we can kind of balance this out. The population's growing quickly. I can go over to Linden or Orville and send over a bunch of money if I absolutely need to, which honestly, it's starting to look like I might need to, but we'll figure it out. What I will do is I'm going to build an AR athletics center in that corner and that corner just to sort of bump the value of these neighborhoods a little bit. I'm going to build one, I think, here and there as well. And I think that'll help us out. It'll just bump the value of those neighborhoods too. And so hopefully, that's going to just help us in the long term. Hopefully that's going to bring that money in a little bit better. It is getting these guys to upgrade at the very least, so we'll see what happens. And there we go. Morning has come along and we are now making money, which is fantastic news. I guess these upgrades might have helped us out a little bit more than I thought they would, which is good news. That's exactly what I wanted. I can relax a little bit. I can breathe a sigh of relief, at least for the time being. What I would like to do though is I would like to go and just get a little bit of road here. I'm tempted to do this. I don't know if I do the bridge. I don't know if I want to do a tunnel. I'm just tempted to try and get like a little road here so we can get a little bit more zoning in there. It is going to get rid of a building, but I think that's for the best, because then we can do sort of this thing and get, you know, just a little bit more into that space. And we could potentially do the same thing up in all these spaces too. I think this could probably be commercial. This can be commercial. This can be industry. I'm kind of okay with that being a little chunk of industry right there. And then we have this space as well that we could probably play with and do more with. But for the time being, we'll take it easy. I don't want to go too crazy. I don't want to be, you know, losing money just as I start to make money. So we'll be careful about it. I do think we could do some commercial across here. I think that'd be a good spot for it, right along the waterfront. And I did mention wanting public transport, so let's take a look. Buses have an average wait of 18 minutes. Bus coverage is pretty terrible though, so let's just expand that a little bit. Let's expand it down into that space. We'll bring the buses up into this new sort of industrial space as well, so it's nicely covered. And I guess we'll bring buses sort of along this main road as well, and that gives us pretty solid coverage for the buses, which is exactly what we're looking for. The wait time is probably going to go up with a few more stops, but we'll see what happens. I am very tempted to expand this bus terminal, but again, we'll sort of see what happens and just leave it for the time being. Money is actually doing pretty damn well. I can't really complain too much about that. It's nice that things have started to, you know, turn around and not be a complete disaster. It makes a nice change for this particular city at the very least, so no complaints there. We don't have any education though. I'm just realizing we also have 7 deaths per day because I think we only have one little medical clinic, so we might want to look into a hospital. It's way too expensive. We might not want to look into a hospital. Never mind. Let's just do a little medical clinic next to the train station. Policing, we do have a police station in there. Fire coverage, we don't have fire coverage up here, so let's do a little fire department next to the train station as well, just so the fire coverage is improved ever so slightly, and that'll hopefully cheer people up as well. Now I do think we can upgrade the city hall, which is good news. We can upgrade again at 30,000 residents, so we'll absolutely stay on top of that. And I guess with all these expansions and these changes and the things that I've done around here, I've not left myself a lot of room to go ahead and, well, I say I've not left a lot of room. I haven't got the room. I do have the room to build the ore mine. We can absolutely do that. My concern is the processor factory. That's going to be interesting, getting the processor factory in there. Getting the electronics HQ as well. We're gonna need that processor factory for that one. Oh boy. We're gonna have to look into upgrading this place a little bit. Traffic's at least moving though, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Buses, yeah, 19 minutes, that's whatever. Are the trains popular? Not really. I'm a little surprised by that. I'm also not too surprised by that. I don't think too many of my cities actually have train connections, so that's maybe why the trains aren't too popular. And then boats. Do we want boats? We do have this beautiful waterfront down here. Can I get a ferry terminal? I absolutely could. I don't know why it's raising the terrain there, but I absolutely could get a ferry terminal. I could get one along here as well. Do I want one? Do I need one? What does it do? When plopped along the shoreline, the ferry terminal provides a dock for commuters to travel by passenger ferry. Improve it by adding cruise ship docks or additional ferry docks. Okay. It's 31,000. It's 500 and something per hour. I absolutely don't need it. So I think I'm gonna pass on the ferry terminal. It's cool, but I just don't think we need it. We are, however, having a bit of a crime wave. There's 71 crimes committed per day here. Now that's really, really bad. We do only have the 2 little police stations. We have the French ones. We might want to get more cars. They are 15,000 each, but I think getting more cars is going to help us out a little bit. They're very, very expensive to place these guys, but we'll go for a couple more there so that this place has 8 cars in total. And then we'll come up this way, and I guess we'll go ahead. Oh, the cells are full as well. We'll upgrade this one with another, you know, couple of cars right there too. That gives it 4 cars. We're probably gonna need to get more cells. That's probably gonna be the thing that needs upgraded in these police stations. In fact, let me go take another $100,000 bond. And let me just say that this one here, we can upgrade you with a few cells. And it looks like they're gonna have to be, well, I'm gonna do them this way, I think. So 15,000 for that, 15,000 for that, and then we'll do some cells like this. And that now gives us 70 jail cells for this particular police station, which I don't know if I'd love living next to that, but at the very least, we now have enough, you know, cell capacity for all of the criminals that are in the city. So hopefully we can go out and start arresting them and hopefully start making a difference there. We are seeing some density come about in the buildings as well, which is very good news. And so I think what we'll do, I didn't quite get to where I wanted to today. I think what I was going to start the great work today, and I think I'm going to actually. I think I know how I'm going to do it. But before we do, let's just get the ore mine up and going. So it is going to live in here. This is where the ore mine is going to live. This thing is reasonably, that's a residential neighborhood I've just put an ore mine in. I totally forgot that I was putting an ore mine in this space. I've just realized the major flaw in how I grew the population. Oh no. I got so carried away. Oh, I got so carried away with whether or not I could. I didn't stop to think whether or not I should. And the answer is that I should not have built houses in this space. Oh no. All right, give me some commercial there. I cannot believe I've done this. I actually can't believe I've done this. Oh hell, how is this gonna work? How am I gonna do this? What am I gonna do? I don't want to build anything in this square. That's kind of my rule right now. We're gonna have to just build on density, I think, is what we're gonna have to do. This is a commercial. This is gonna be a commercial center surrounding an ore mine. That's excellent. Okay. Do I have this? I do. The augmented ore shaft. It is gonna rip the ore out of the ground faster than ever before. I mean, that seems like a great deal. So let's build that because we do need it. I want a sign because I like a good sign, and I can't afford the truck. Okay, whatever. Well, let's. I can't believe I've just built an ore mine in the middle of a neighborhood. That's terrible. That is actually terrible. Oh my god. That is awful. At the very least, it's working though, so we'll start mining up some ore. We'll start moving it up to the old trade port, and we'll start to export that, and it'll be a great time. Oh my god, I can't believe I've done this. I just can't believe I actually completely blanked on that. Oh wow, so too many deaths, couldn't find shops or parks, too much crime. What have we got? Too many deaths, building fire, same thing, too much crime, potentially the same thing, too much crime, too much crime, too much crime. So crime's a problem and death is a problem. That's, yeah, there's 19 deaths per day. That would actually, that checks out. That absolutely checks out. Good Lord. Okay. Let me get a little, I can't believe I did that. Let me get a little medical clinic right on that corner, and that'll help us out a little bit. That'll start to bring the deaths down ever so slightly. And then this guy, I mean, I assume we're exporting. We have, oh man, that's ridiculous. It is calculating how much ore is under the building, so that's good. The only other thing we're really gonna need now is to save up some money. Well, we need the medium tech industrial buildings, and then we can get the processor factory, and then we're good. But I think what we're gonna do is take a step back from Whitewater Crossing. I do need a name for this place, by the way. I've got myself a big old list of names that have already been suggested, and what I'm gonna do is just like roll a dice. It'll be like a 20 or 30, like it's a virtual one, but it'll be a 20 or 30 sided dice virtually, and we'll pick one. But if you do have any suggestions based on what you've seen of this place so far, feel free to leave those in the comments, and we'll get them added to the list, and then I'll pick whatever the dice turns up for the name suggestion. But we're not done today. We're not done just yet. I want to get a great work going, but we need money to build a great work. So basically we need to go somewhere that has $1 million. Unfortunately, we have Orville. It has 1.5 million. No, that one doesn't. We have Bulworth, which doesn't. We have Linden City, which is 1.5 million as well. I think I kind of consider Linden City to be the capital. So let's go there and let's spend $1 million. And here we are. Good Lord, this place is dense. It is dense. Dense is definitely the word to describe this place. It's also nice having a city that just works. You know, it's nice looking at this place and just being like, this is what it's like to be in a city that's making money. It is nice. Anyway, we want to get to that great work site is what we want to do. And the choices we have do come down to international airports and archaeology. And it's going to be the archaeology. So it's pending. Application is being processed. This could take a few minutes. We will alert you when it's approved. Why? I don't understand fighting bureaucracy. I don't understand why it would have to wait. That seems like that seems weird. This is an offline game. It should just work. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. Phase 1 of 2. So we can sign up to start sending things out here. And this is where the fun begins. This is where the collaboration begins. And by collaboration, I mean, I'm going to have to go to different cities to send different things. Metal and alloy, for example. Are we making those things here? I don't think we are. I mean, Orville is, so I guess we should probably go to Orville and see what we can do. I think what I'm going to try and do is have the TVs get made in Whitewater Crossing, but I think what we can do is go to Orville and potentially ship out some metal and ship out some other things as well. So let's take a look at what we have. Let's take a look at what we can do. Interestingly, the great work doesn't exist in Orville. I'm not too sure what's going on there. It might take a second for it to like appear. That's got me a little concerned though, I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, there we go. It's now appeared on the left side. There we go. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to ship out some metal. We are going to ship out some alloy, and we should be able to do both of those things. We do have processors getting made. We do have, I think, yeah, we have a coal mine right there. We have an ore mine right there. Are we making metal? We have a smelting factory. Yeah, we have a smelting factory right there. So that is making both metal and alloy. So here's the annoying detail in all of this. The annoying detail is that I have to be here in Orville in order to see the things get delivered. I don't think it will passively do it if I've got like, wow, oh my God, that city looks miserable over there. I don't think it'll do it if I've got Whitewater Crossing loaded up. So I might need to sit here in Orville in order to actually do this. That's not a lot of material though. If we're completely honest, like that's not bad. And I'm wondering when the first, I mean, there's a bunch of trucks going out there. There we go. So we've made a delivery. We have some alloy that's actually been shipped there already. So that's not bad. I mean, it was only 20, but it's a start. And I guess technically we can do the same in Whitewater Crossing, right? We can go there because we're getting it from recycling. So we could ship both of those things out there as well. And we do have an ore mine, so we could get a smelting factory and we could make both the, yeah, maybe I stop being an idiot and I just go back to the city and we'll do things that way. That seems like a good time. I also feel like sending Whitewater Crossing a bunch of money because honestly, it's having a rough time, man. It's not having a good time. So we'll go ahead and send, I don't know, 600,000. There you go. You enjoy that. And then the great work, I mean, yeah, let's just go to Whitewater Crossing and see what we can do to the great work from there. It's also nighttime here, which is weird. I didn't realize that time didn't sync across the cities in the way that I thought it did, but fair enough. Let's have a look at the great work. Let's turn on metal and alloy shipments. The TVs are going to have to wait, but that's okay. And then looking here, can I actually get a smelting factory? I can. It's 54,500. It is 300 per hour. So what do we use? Smelt raw ore into metal or add coal to smelt alloy. Interesting. So this actually could be very useful. The problem is that we don't really have room for it anywhere that I'd want to build it. I don't really want to build it right here, but I think I might have to. So sure. Let's build this thing. What has it got? It's making metal right now. So I think I'm gonna let this thing just make metal. Actually, you know what? No, we will put an alloy furnace on here as well. We'll do both. We'll get the trucks at the back as well, just because we can, and we'll get a sign at the front there as well. So we'll smelt all that stuff up. We're gonna need some coal. We'll get it locally. It'll be great. And that is going to sort of hurt our exports a little bit, but eventually what we'll do is get back to exporting that normally. Regardless, we should eventually be able to move both metal and alloy up there in, you know, decent amounts. Once that's done, we can go and get the processor factory, make a bunch of processors, eventually get TVs. My goal, like I said, is to have Whitewater Crossing be the place that we get the TVs from. That's the longer term goal here. We're also down to 47 crimes, so this place is coming together a little bit. I might also get VU Tower. I don't know if we actually did end up getting this. It also does increase the tech level of nearby industrial buildings, so that would be helpful. It's 120,000. It's 400. You know what? Let's get VU Tower. The game this entire time has been trying to persuade me to do this. Let's get VU Tower. I'm pretty sure it gives me a bunch of criminals, but sure. It's whatever. It's at least potentially going to increase the tech level of these industrial buildings, which means I should eventually be able to get the processor factory. So we'll see if that works out for us. Oh no, this is good news. We can build the processor factory at long last, which is required for the electronics HQ. I'm pretty sure we have an electronics HQ somewhere. And if we don't, I'm pretty sure we can get one. We're also losing money right now, which is a bit of a problem, but in good news, we are making deliveries out to the archaeology. So things are happening. Things are definitely happening. It would be nice if they were happening a bit faster, but it's all right. It's not the end of the world. I think what we can safely say is that we can leave it here for today when it comes to Whitewater Crossing, which is seriously, there's a serious crime problem here. Good Lord. It is rough living in Whitewater Crossing. We might need to do something about that. We also have like a bunch of VOO henchmen waiting to be released. I'm just gonna do that, I guess. Let's go ahead and send them out. There they go. And they're, oh my God, look at those cars. It's amazing. I don't actually know what they do. I think I have to like, I think if I unleash the henchmen and they bring in a bunch of stuff, I think we then get to upgrade this place. I really don't know. I don't know how VOO Tower works, but it's all right. It's totally fine. Oh my God, we got a murder in progress at an abandoned factory on the hill. Oh, this city, I tell you, it's really something. It's really something. Anyway, I think we will go ahead and leave it there for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Well, bye.